Alright, so here today I kind of wanted to show you this. So if you're wondering what NETMARBLE's been collabing with lately, all three of their games have recently picked up a brand new collaboration. The funniest thing is, it's so out of two of them, I think the drama is there for two of them. One of them, I don't know what the drama about that. I don't really know much about the community, so just want to make that one clear. But I wanted to show you what currently NETMARBLE's cooking up. So maybe lower your expectations going into this collab. Very curious here. But yes, there is a new collaboration coming soon. We will probably have some information within this coming week here. Knowing Voldemort and such, he will probably start doing it around like Tuesday, Wednesday of this upcoming week. It's kind of teasing things. You'll probably know a more confirmed answer Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Definitely by Sunday, you'll have a little bit of knowledge of what the collaboration is that's next Sunday. So prepare, like, and subscribe. Helps out a ton. See this. Take a look. So first thing, we'll start off with something weird. I don't know if you know about this, but apparently for anybody that cares about 7 Deadly Sins, there's apparently a Call of Duty mobile collaboration like happening. So Call of Duty Mobile is collaborating with 7 Deadly Sins. So the 7 Deadly Sins is coming to COD Mobile. How is it even a thing? I didn't even know that they had sort of stuff like this in COD Mobile. I think like a long time ago I saw Girls Frontline collaborate with them. So that was like shocking to me, and this is shocking to me as well. 7 Deadly Sins collab with Call of Duty Mobile. Right now, dude, the 70s IP is getting like everywhere. I've seen like 7 different collabs this year with just the 70s IP. So we could collaborate with like the craziest of things, but we can't ourselves get crazy collabs. You see the irony in that statement, right? Like, that's actually insane to think about. Would I want a COD collab? No. But like, there are a lot of IPs that are sick that we don't get because life. I don't know. So just wanted to show this to you if you cared about it. But if you wonder what NETMARBLE's cooking up right now, so Solo Leveling has announced their first ever collaboration, Solo Leveling Arise, that is, and their first ever collaboration, which people were begging for to be an anime collaboration. It is in fact going to be G-Idol, which I think is like a K-pop group that I think is popular or super popular or such. And they are getting some sort of collaboration. I don't know exactly. I think there are summonable units or songs or something in the game that they're going to be a part of. It's a massive event happening this summer, which is huge for the SLA community to see. But yes, a K-pop group is what they went for. So there you go. Do what you will with that information. SLA has picked up their first ever collaboration, and that is G-Idol. So is that 3 NETMARBLE games officially getting K-pop groups? We got Mave, they got that, and I think Seven Nights or one of the other games got something. Was it that Grand one? I don't know. There's one of the games that have it. I know they do. So good job. We'll take that. But yeah, collaboration coming at some point, so prepare. Tower God recently got HoloLive. We talked about this also. The community complained about this very heavily, actually, because they put out in the dev notes like they're sorry for the collab, but it was already cooked up, so they're doing it. They don't care what you have to say. But people were mad about this on the global community and such. But they said we're doing it regardless. So there was a drama around this on the dev notes and such. You can read the dev notes if you want to, but HoloLive, that was what they got over there on Tower God New Worlds. Seven Nights picked up a collaboration as well. This is the collaboration. So this kicked up like last month. It's been lasting, I think, for a bit of time now. But they did collaborate with Return of the Blossoming Blade, which is a hit webtoon. I don't know too much about this, so I'm sorry in advance if I butcher this one, but they have a full collaboration. That was, again, Return of the Blossoming Blade. It blooms with 7 Nights Idol. That kicked out over here. Again, a pretty big update for what it is. Cool. That's what they got. So they got a webtoon. They got HoloLive, which we also had HoloLive streams. I wonder what happens. And they got G-Idol. So they got K-pop group, I think Korean webtoon, and then over here, HoloLive. So I'm curious, man. I'm curious what they do for Grand Cross. At this point, like, I've lowered my expectations. I don't know, man. Some of the latest collaborations they've been doing, more so is like a thing they partnered with before, a K-pop group, and then a webtoon that I think they're partnering with webtoons right now because they're getting their own webtoons out there. So in preparation to like hype those up, believe that's what they're doing. Beyond that, though, Solo Leveling also was a webtoon that they collaborated with. I'm curious if we can get that collaboration because, you know, they own the game, and especially they are publishing their own webtoons, trying to hype those things up. I'm curious if that's the route they go there, but as of now, these are some of the latest collabs that they've been doing, so prepare. A few months ago, it was this also, which was Overlord. 7 Nights Idol picks up a lot of collabs, dude. I might just play the game. I always tell myself I might. The next collaboration that kicks up, I'm playing the game. I'm literally, they get like some of the craziest collabs, dude. So I'm very curious here what happens, but again, everything Katakawa owns, we straight up get, so there is obviously a partnership between NETMARBLE and Katakawa. There obviously is NETMARBLE a partnership with Kodansha, because we literally get Kodansha things, and we are a Kodansha thing. I'm still waiting on the announcement of something Kodansha. You know what I mean? Fairy Tail of Fire Force. Like, come on, bro. It's just, I don't even know. I'll show you a few more things. Take a look. Over here, I also popped up a bunch of other collabs that Netmarble has been sort of getting over the past few months now. Again, it's been 1.5 years since we last had our new collaboration, so out of those options, these are all, remember, they're fair game theoretically, depending on if the IP that does get a collaboration, if it's by a publisher that has, obviously, competition or such with Kodansha, which is, again, published by which publishes Crown Cross, or again, Seven Deadly Sins, then that's a different story. But most of these are fair game. It just depends if that's what Netmarble wants to release, and who knows, right? When they worked on these for these collaborations, who knows if a package deal was created where they said, hey, we'll do a multi-collaboration on multiple different games, which is a common thing that most developers, publishers, that's what they do, right? Because it helps lower costs and, you know, incentivizes the deal, per se. So, Dungeon Meshi, Delicious in Dungeon, it's possible. It really is possible. They did a collaboration at some point with Seven Nights Idol. That did happen, and I don't know, people on Seven Nights Idol, I don't think was that mad. I don't think so. At the time, the show was like super popular, so this is a horrific image, but it's Persona 3. Persona is possible. I believe that Netmarble had 2 times tried working with Persona. One time here, it did go through. It didn't go through for KOF. I'm pretty sure KOF ended up ending of service at that point. I don't know if they ever got a collaboration, but it was in multiple surveys that Persona would have been a collaboration they got. They just never got to that point, right? They ended a service, so the the curse never hit them, per se. There's also Shangri-La Frontier. Netmarble owns the IP, and also it's Kodansha, so remember, Kodansha gave Shangri-La Frontier to Netmarble because Netmarble has perfectly created Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross, Seven Deadly Sins Idol, and Origin. They made that IP much more of a bigger thing because Netmarble had that thing. So I'm curious if Kodansha does give them other games and IPs and such in the future. Because currently they're giving Fairy Tail to, like, I don't even know. Have you seen, like, the Fairy Tail gotcha games that come out? Dude, there's something else. So I'm curious if Netmarble does anything with that in the future. But Shangri-La Frontier is there. This is another webtoon, per se, I think. But it was a collaboration update at some point. So if you care for this IP, potentially, I don't know how webtoons work, partnering with, like, Kodansha and such. So that's a thing that has to go through a lot of checks. But that was an IP that did happen. Hell's Paradise, I'm pretty sure, is published by something that we can never actually work with. So I think this one's dead in the water, sadly. It would have been sick to have Hell's Paradise. I think the characters would be absolutely crazy. But I'm pretty sure this one's dead in the water for us because of publisher. So this one won't work, but it was something that happened. And then Full Metal Alchemist. It's muddier water also. Could happen, but that's a big we'll have to see. That one's a big we'll have to see. So Brotherhood, Full Metal Alchemist, that's there. Recently, they've been collaborating with K-pop group. We have the latest collaboration, which was HoloLive over here. This is the latest collaboration, Return of the Blossoming Blade. This was their second to last collaboration. It was in November. So this was this was before Overlord. So Overlord was after this. So this was, again, their collaboration there. Dungeon Meshi was there at some point. Persona 3 or Persona 5, depends on what they collab with. Seven Nights with Shangri-La. This webtoon over here. Then, again, Paradise. Full Metal. So that's what Netmarble's been working on for their other games and such. Those are the IPs they've gotten under their gauntlet, per se. It's just if they want to go and use them for GC. And again, if publisher, conflict doesn't occur. If that is, then these collaborations are fair game. Again, I think everything is possible, minus, like, maybe this in webtoons. So let me know what you think, all right? Take care, have fun. That's what I got for you here today. Very curious on what happens here, but given their track record, a lot of people are getting, like, depressed because it's kind of how it is, but I'll just say don't get your hopes too much up, but be a little bit excited, all right? Because, if your hopes are too high, don't get nuked. Take care, have fun.